can't let them down, and that's the reason why I'm here, is just to continue to make plays.
He's gonna go! Touchdown! Isaiah Rodgers! 101-yard return! Touchdown!
You good? Yes, sir. Yep.
Here, Indiana move. We from Indiana move. We some Indiana move. I'm an Indiana move.
Touchdown! I-N-D-Y! And he lost the ball. There's a fumble. Who's got it? The officials say the Colts do. Great team win, baby! Lobs it way downfield, intercepted, coming forward and making the INT for the Colts in the back end. To see the Colts win Super Bowl. Hey, win on three. 1, 2, 3, win!
This next thing I want to talk about is, I'm not a big college football guy, but I do, I am locked in on sports, so I know about this Brendon Sorsby controversy. He was going to be the Texas Tech quarterback. He played in Cincinnati. He had like a crazy gambling scandal where he was betting on his team, betting on other games, betting on his team to win, and betting on his team's unders and his own personal stats, all kinds of things. And I tried not to get into all that stuff. Like, if you want to gamble responsibly, I guess. But as long as you're producing on the field, it's hard for me to kind of look at somebody and say, hey, this guy doesn't deserve to play in the NFL or doesn't deserve to play in college. Like, but I don't make the rules. He decided to, I guess the legal route was a little bit too much to deal with. And he's like, you know what, I'll just go to the supplemental draft. And there's people saying that maybe the Colts should take a look at him. And I looked at his film. I watched some of his stuff on YouTube. And the kid can fling the ball. Like, he's got some zip on his passes. And he's like a legit threat with his legs. I can't remember what sports show I was listening to, but they compared him to, if Kyler Murray was 6'2", that's Brendon Sorsby. And that's a crazy comparison to make, but when you watch him, like, I can kind of see it. Like, he is extremely mobile. You can see the arm talent. But watching him, I would have liked to seen him perform or play against like higher level competition, like SEC teams or teams that were in the college football playoffs. He didn't really play a lot of competitive players or NFL level talent while he was at Cincinnati. Now, in Texas Tech, he probably would have had an opportunity to play against better teams and better competition and show that he's a better prospect. Because at this point, if he would have entered the NFL draft, say this past season, he would have probably been an early third round pick, maybe could have snuck into the second round. And if you listen to like draft scouts and people that do combines and college football analysts, based on the schedule that he would have had at Texas Tech and the competition he would have played against, he could sneak into the first round of this coming draft. Now, obviously, we don't have a first round pick in this upcoming season's draft because we traded two of them. So for Sauce Gardner. So if you're telling me that, in the supplemental draft, we can give up like a third or a fourth for a quarterback that could potentially be a first round pick, I understand why this team and other teams would be interested in taking a flyer on him, because you could possibly get, maybe not, I don't see a franchise quarterback when I watch him, but I do see a starting level caliber quarterback, like maybe a Tyler Shuck type player or a high-end Baker Mayfield kind of guy, like if Baker Mayfield was a little bit bigger and faster, then that's what Brendon Sorsby could be. And I understand, like, if I can get that in the supplemental draft and I don't have to spend a first round pick or even a second round pick to get that, that's not a bad deal. But this Colts regime cannot do that. They can't do that. I would probably do it based on this roster because I'm not a 100% believer in Daniel Jones. Like, I'm not sure if I fully believe in that 8-2 start that we had with him. I wasn't big on him when they brought him in. I wasn't big on him when they named him the starter. I also wasn't big on Riley Leonard's draft tape. He obviously played well against Houston, but if you told me that we could either have Riley Leonard or Brendon Sorsby, I would take Brendon Sorsby because I think Brendon Sorsby is a better prospect. I think his ceiling is a lot higher while being younger and more athletic and a bigger arm. But this regime can't take him. Chris Ballard is entering year 10. We don't have time to start the cycle over again at quarterback. And you're also the guy that got rid of Isaiah Rodgers, who is a proven productive player for gambling on our team to win. You got rid of that guy, and he went on to win a Super Bowl. So you can't bring that guy in. Shane Steichen, I believe Shane Steichen is I think he's a great offensive play caller. I think he's a top 10 play caller, and you could probably make an argument that he's a top 5 play caller. We've had a top 10 scoring offense 2 out of the 3 years that he's been here. But it doesn't seem like he is able to develop quarterbacks. Like, he got a lot out of Gardner Minshew. He got a lot out of Joe Flacco. He clearly got a lot out of Daniel Jones, but those are already established, ready-made quarterbacks. He wasn't able to do that with Anthony Richardson. So maybe Brendon Sorsby is a little bit further along in his development than Anthony Richardson was coming out of the draft. But right now, I just don't see us bringing in another young quarterback in the circus that is surrounding him at this point. Like I said, I would go to his pro day and I would watch. And if you told me that he looks good, knowing that Daniel Jones is basically on a 1-year prove-it deal that we can get out from under within a year, and Chris Ballard might be out after this season, if we, have a regime change and start fresh over this offseason, I think it would be nice to have a potential first-round talent at quarterback on the roster going forward, since we don't have our own first-round pick.
Big.